So we got a pretty good episode for you guys today. We're going to kind of go through some product spotlight as well as some of the new stuff on the pages, mainly the ambassador program. I'm finally getting all your guys' information back, and pages are starting to come up here now. So this is going to be a new addition to the site, which is going to be great for you guys to start getting your area, people around you, other teams that may or may not be interested in joining the MagFed community to come in and start inquiring about the ambassador program.
Mike is shooting over there. He's testing out the
auction. Did we see the Galil today? What do you mean, Austin? What Galil are you talking about?
The Galil?
Yeah, he said that.
You want
yeah,
this? Okay. All right. Don't want to get in the way there.
Okay. Ryan Boza, if your phone dies and you want to know more about the ambassador program, the pages are going to be live on the website now, so you'll be able to see. You can send me an email at jonathan@mcsus.com, and I'll put that in the comments here, so later on you can refer to this video, and I'll give you the information on what you need to know about the program. On the MagFed page, MKP2. That's an old one. You put a Galil on the MagFed people page?
Who did?
I don't know. Austin.
That's probably an old one.
Oh,
We have
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we have
The one that we had.
Oh,
over
the
there?
one by Ray. Ray made a Galil a while ago, probably about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
when
the
it
one
first-
that we had there.
Yeah, it's a legit mod.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks sweet. Definitely the first of its kind. I think that would be a good seller in Colombia. It's a military. I'll use it.
We should auction that one of these days, right?
I don't know about that, but
This is a beauty. It's
That's sweet.
that's for MagFed Maker.
yeah,
It's actually
really
Austin
detailed.
made
I
one,
mean,
he said.
you talk about he put a lot of time and detail to this thing. Check it out.
Yeah, that thing's sweet. I saw that in the room over there.
Omar got that off a trade with him for a 468 for that.
Hey,
Once upon a time.
Huh? Once upon a time. One of the first
468.
468
I think it was actually a PTR.
VTR.
I think that's how Ray got his PTR lower.
One of those deals that we don't know about.
Austin, submit yours to the MagFed Marker of the Month. That'd be a great mod to see on that page there. So it looks like I think we should get started now. We got quite a bit of you guys in here, and it's growing. Today's episode is going to be about some of the product spotlights that we have. We're going to explain some things that we constantly get questions about, that some of you even had questions from the last video when we did the product detailed comparison. We got the auction today. We have some demos for you guys, and we also have some stuff to show you guys on the website. First and foremost, every episode that we do here on the MFW show, keep in mind, this is ultimately to grow the sport and get to know you guys on a more personal level. Obviously, me, KT, and Mike can't travel out to every game throughout the world, if not the U.S., but we're this year definitely making a push to be more interactive and be more present at these events. So we're always going to try to have a representative, either KT or I or Mike will always try to be there to answer your guys' questions if you guys can't join us in the MFW show. We do keep in mind this is a live broadcast, so some of you guys do come in after we're no longer live, and some of you we saw last week were participating in the auction when we were already gone. So keep that in mind. If you guys see people on there that, when you share this page, it's always going to be on the MCS Facebook page, and it's always going to be at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time unless we tell you guys differently. We'll always try to promote this episode or show, a little bit earlier in the week, so that way you guys can prepare for it if you got to move some stuff around if you want to catch it. If not, it'll always be on the page. It will be pinned to the top of the page, so you can refer to it at a later date and share, etc. Primary purpose for these shows is ultimately to grow the sport. We want to definitely answer questions that you guys have, not just about our products, but if you are using other products out there, Milsig, Tiberius, Tippmann, etc. This is a place for you guys to come and ask us questions, and we'll give you the best answers possible. If we don't know, we'll find out for you. And this is, like I said, that's our primary focus. The ambassador. You want to pop up the page there and we'll
Sure.
show you?
I'll,
So we're going to show you what we were talking about, the ambassador program. I have been putting up these pages for you guys. You guys that get accepted into the program essentially are going to have your own page. And this is going to be a place for you to refer people, prospective new players, as well as already field owners and stuff like that don't know if MagFed's a great opportunity. It's also a chance for people who visit our website that may be in your area but are worried about the MagFed group or MagFed popularity in their area. They can come here and they can see, hey, you know what? Jefferson Crow lives in my area. Dusty Hatfield or Timothy Brooks, they're in that Florida area. They're playing at this field. This is only an hour. Blah blah blah. This is a great way for you guys to definitely gain exposure as well as be a light for us here in California that can't be 100% present in those areas. So as you can see here, this is a mock MagFed team that I created just to show you what your page will look like. So I have your team picture there, obviously. Let's show them where these pages are going to be located.
okay. Currently, it is temporarily located under media and under MagFed ambassador. When you go click on there, it's gonna have two pages here. This is a sample mock one that we did so to show the ambassador how their profile page would look like. So this is Muscle MagFed team ambassador. Has a little profile of who the team is and what they do, the team members and what each member does, where they normally play, if they host game, what other games they're going to attend, and then it tells you if they're able to work on markers or not, and if they do, which marker they can work on for you, and if they do have loaner markers, which one, and also give you their contact information at the bottom right here. Above here, if you click them, their name, you click follow up Jonathan, for example, it goes to the native page onto the site there. You can see a little more interaction. You can go to Jonathan Facebook page. You can follow him. You can see who's following. See if he caught any of the like that's my page here, and then it's kind of a network. We created a network website for you, so that way the players can interact with each other, they connect to each other at the same time, see what's going on, what they do, and the type of equipment they use. So that way you can ask question, hey, how is that product like? What does it do? How do you like it or not? And have a really good interactive system there. So that's the one. That's the one with the mock one we did. And this is Jefferson Crow. He provided us all the information, and we created a page for him. This is how it looks like. A pretty good detail of what he does, what he play, where he play. This also has, of course, follow Jeff right there. You click into here. Let me follow that. You click and go to Jeff's page. And then go back to that previous page. And from here, gonna give you the same information. So each ambassador page has the general information, the same, who they are, what they do, what's the team, what are the team members, where they play, how often they play, what kind of equipment they use, which one they do they have loaner or not, and which marker can they help support as far as tech goes. That doesn't mean that you cannot go to them for the marker that you have a problem with. You know, always consult. Hey, do you have this? Maybe they have the network. They know someone that can help you out. So that way, like I said, the idea is to connect players with players so that you can support other players.
The interactive part of the ambassador program, which we showed you when you have your profile on the website. So for a lot of you guys that I sent out emails today to some of you guys, if I don't know if you're watching the show or not, that I need your email that you have associated with your account. If you don't have an account on the MCS page, I can't do the follow thing. And I really want to have that because some of you are going to get your coupon codes or have a code of some sort. And when you have your loaner fleet, for example, and you're out on the field and you have a unit that we have for sale, and you know one of your someone you've played with wants to purchase that, you can actually share it and it will stick to your profile. So that way you can just refer people to your account and they can follow you and everything that you show and that you're trying to advertise, and then ultimately use your promo code or your coupon code so you can get that discount and apply it to your store credit. So this is a great way for, like I said, for you guys to not just be a light for the MacFed community in your areas, but also to be a leader as far as people who have other systems. The ambassador program is not for just for people who use our markers. It is for people who use Milsig. I have guys, ambassadors that have already been approved that use Milsig. I'm sorry. All Tiberius markers don't have any MCS markers. So this is a great way for all MagFed players, scenario-based players, tournament players looking to get into MagFed to go and look and see these players in your area, and then ultimately, create that relationship then on therefore.
Right. That's a real good point.
So let's see here.
Want me to drive for you?
Yeah.
Okay. You were gonna scroll through.
Yeah, just
All right. That's quite a bit of message here.
I need to go up, I think.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, it needs to go up.
Quite a few more people have joined us. Jeff Crow just joined us. Joseph Rojas.
Gareth, how's it going?
Mhm.
Banff Assassins in the house.
Right. Timber Brooks, a regular.
I think they're just trying to promote the sport. So this isn't costing anything to the player.
Wilson Burke.
So, Stephen Ricker, this is a great question because some of the ambassador stuff is has come in as if it's a ploy or a gimmick or a scam or a pyramid scheme. It's a really cut and dry program. There's no loopholes. There's no contracts being signed. This is literally an opportunity for you as a player or for you and your team to grow the MagFed sport. That is the ultimate and the only purpose of this program. Obviously, there are some of you who have joined are looking to join the ambassador program because you want rental fleets. We offer you and we support you promo material, like we have pop-up tents now, easy up tents that have the Modern Combat Sports logo on it. We got these tech mats, t-shirts, patches, etc. that we can ultimately send to you via, most of the time you'll have to cover shipping, but we can send those to you along with a loaner fleet. And the loaner fleet gives you the opportunity to basically get some basic markers, either bolts or blizzards or whatever we're willing to give you. If you want to customize those packages, you can. For a fee. So for $500 you get 5 bolts.
5 bolts, 25
Helix mags.
450 of the standard D mags. Jonathan was saying that earlier. Before, we do have a little contract we had before for ambassadors, but we found that it's too complex and it was absolutely unnecessary. The players just want to grow the sport, so we make it now really easy. It's almost too easy in a way. All you have to do is just fill out a form, let us know what you do, who you are, how often you play. Just basically a profile what you do, and then we kind of assess whether you're the right fit or not. Because we just don't want to just have anybody fill a form and okay, let's join the party. It's not about that. We want to make sure that the player that participates in the program really going to represent and support other players. And it's hard work. It's not I'm just gonna do it just for hell of it. No, it takes dedication, it takes time, it takes care, and if you do want to help other players, you want to help grow the sport, then yes, we'll sign you on, we'll pick you up, and we can do it together.
There's if you're looking for examples of ambassadors and what they are, Joseph Rojas, Jefferson Kroll, Rosenberg Rios, Timothy Brooks, those guys, you can go to their pages and you're going to see their ambassador pages because those are the ones that are going to be coming up here shortly that are already done. That gives you an example of kind of what to expect with the ambassador program. Like I said, we're willing to support you with whatever you need. The rental fleet, the rental program is a great thing. I mean, when KT told me about that, I really thought that was a great idea, and a lot of people don't know about it. But the rental fleets that you get from us, if you give us the $500 and we give you your 5 bolts and blizzards, those are yours to essentially rent. I mean, if you can use them for however long you want, and as long as they're in somewhat decent condition when you want to send them back, we'll refund that money to you. Or a lot of you ambassadors that do this, you guys buy these rental fleets, you customize them up a little bit, you show them, these cool configurations, and you end up selling them to these MagFed players or new players that you're loaning them out to, and you can sell it to them and collect that money 100%. This isn't a give and take type of deal. This is basically, we'll support you for whatever your intentions are of growing the sport. That's ultimately, like I said, the purpose here.
Right.
So, Stephen, if you are interested in the ambassador program, go ahead and type in my email address in the comments. So that way I can refer back to that. I'm going to put my email address here. I handle the program. And just send me your contact information. I will send you the page and the information that I will want for you, just to kind of understand who you are, and then ultimately, start this business relationship, as well as to see how you're going to be a light for the MagFed community. Can we buy already modified? We can customize any of the packages you want. If you want to buy one of each of our markers that we offer, you can definitely do that. Obviously, the price would increase, but the terms are still the same. So if you want to buy one 468, one Hurricane, one Bolt, one Blizzard, and one Vortex, you can do that, and we'll give you the price for that. And then ultimately, when you don't want them anymore, or if whatever the circumstances may be, we'll go ahead and take those back from you, and we'll return that money to you. Obviously, it will not be for the $500 price. The $500 price is strictly for the basic units that you can build up yourself, and a lot of our ambassadors already do that. They build up the systems themselves based off of the feedback they receive from the players that are actually renting them from them at their games. So keep that in mind. These systems are all very, very modular, and you saw in the last episode when we did the product comparison, there's too many options to list. Right. So take that time, customize them yourself. Give something to these players, these new guys out there that are trying out the sport for the first time, and show them that.
Check out Dusty Hatfield's page. He has like a crazy set of markers that he customized. I mean, from submachine gun to AKs to pretty much anything. He did really good job with customizing. There's a lot of different versions that he did. So check out his webpage, or just search for him in Facebook. You can find him.
So next part of the thing here, we're going to talk about the events. Some of the events coming up, and we're going to do this every episode now in the beginning as an intro to kind of basically show you guys what's going on around the MagFed community right now. So go ahead and take a look at that. See here. So the event calendar, like we said last week, you guys can post your own events on this page. You do not need to submit them to us any longer. You can, but ultimately you can see there at the top of the page it says submit event. So go ahead, KT, let's go through some of those events today.
All right, so there are 3 events that are coming up that we'd like to highlight. First one is Division Ops. You can check it out there. It is in Alabama. Mount Doom paintball. You can check it out. There seems like a great event. I'm very sure that a ambassador will be there. Next one, this one we do participate. This one is up in
Hamburger Hill in South Africa.
Right. We do sponsor. We did send some stuff out for them to promote the event. And the next one, Dominion, of course, is our West Coast event, not ours, but hosted by ODSC. We will be there. Myself and Mike Lovato will be at the event. Hopefully, we get some time on the field. So, as Jonathan was mentioning, that you can add your event to the page. There's a little button right here. Just click on that. You can do it on your phone. It's mobile friendly. Just click on it. You can have to fill out information, your name, what this event is about, photo, flyers, any information you have, so that way other players can find the event and they can participate and go up and play with you.
If you're hosting an event, I had a question come in a couple times this week. If you're hosting an event and you are looking for us to possibly help sponsor, reach out to us at a reasonable time frame. Okay, don't contact me or KT 2 days before the event is supposed to start. Give us about a week or 2 weeks, and we can see what we can do about possibly getting you some promo. I can't guarantee that it will be for free, but maybe some shipping costs covered on your end. We can be there. If it's local, we could possibly, I can, maybe be there, Mike, KT, depending on what our schedules are. We may be able to accommodate you and possibly bring some loaners out for you to, for your players to use. So just make sure, like I said, you give us a little bit of time to prepare and see if we can even accommodate you on that. But don't be afraid to reach out to us, especially if it's a new MagFed event and you're worried about the attendance, or you're worried about how big you can really do it. Give us a call. We have KT's throwing a lot of events. I've done events in different forms, not necessarily MagFed paintball, but music industry type stuff. So I have experience with that as well, and we can possibly help you make that event something that you can have success where you can throw another one. So, like I said, don't hesitate to contact us.
Yeah, definitely let us know so we help you kind of get the word out. Where we're doing the show on a weekly basis anyway. We're on the phone with the customer and live chat, and often we get customer ask us where do I go to play. I'm here, I'm there. So if we're more aware of your event and it's on the calendar, we can easily go to the calendar. Or you know what, it's a great event here and there. It's so let us know so we can participate and help you with your event and get more players out there.
If you guys are for those of you in the groups like MagFed-Paintball, MagFed Paintball, Scenario Paintball groups, and you see I see a lot of people posting events to that page. Refer them to submit their event here because we do get a lot of traffic to the website, and a lot of that we would like to refer to, that events calendar because I get questions about that all the time.
Where do I go
A
to
lot
play?
of a lot of you guys
That's a-
are reaching out to me and adding me as my personal page on Facebook, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, but you're asking me, hey, where do I play? I live here, blah blah blah. This calendar should be a solid source for everyone to go look at, depending on your area. Obviously, there may or may not be events going on, but you could be the first one, and that kind of will help you gauge on whether or not one, the ambassador program is a good investment for you. Two, MagFed in general, buying
Right.
a marker is a good investment for you. So that will kind of help you understand a little bit too as how big the community really is in your prospective areas. So that's pretty much it for the events, right? The main ones that we have coming
Right.
up.
Those are three main ones coming up next this month and possibly next month.
The next part is the MagFed month, or marker of the month. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
This is a big page that we've got a pretty good response from right now out the gate. I'm going to show you that page right now. So, marker of the month submission. This is a simple submission based off of it has the instructions at the top there. It's for you guys that have Instagram. Unfortunately, Facebook is not will not work yet. We may incorporate that later in the future, but you're going to be able to see tons of loadouts from some of you guys out there that have some of our systems. Keep in mind, this is not strictly for MCS guns. This is for Milsig, Tiberius. We want to see your loadouts. Every month we'll choose a winner, and that winner will get a custom t-shirt that has some type of slogan that may or may not be appropriate, but it will be MagFed related. But it'll give you bragging rights, and it'll be a one-time limited edition t-shirt that you'll have for winning the marker of the month contest. So we would love to see your loadouts. We use a lot of these photos on our Facebook page. We like to see what you guys are doing out there in the field, as well as a lot of your guys' play video, your gameplay videos. Nightmare PB, his videos getting better and better every time. So definitely check out his channel when you guys get a chance. If you don't know, he's our probably one of our best ambassadors in the what area is he in? What part of Canada? What part?
Northwest Canada.
Northwest Canada, yeah. So if you guys are in Canada, we do have a lot of Canadian customers. You guys have questions, Brian is definitely, or Nightmare PB is definitely a solid guy to ask. So this is the marker of the month. And we want to.
So at the end of every month, of course, we choose one of these markers to be the winner, and then we'll. If you're not the winner, it can be kept on the page, and we can add on. It grows. Of course, the latest, which is the new added one on being on top, and the old one go on the bottom. So as more new ones come on, the old ones go down. So if you want to resubmit it, just tag it again and post on your Instagram. It will go on the top. And we do look at the photos before we add on. We just don't want to put anything on. So keep in mind, it takes a little bit delay, like a day or two before it gets on there. There's a feature we add on. If you are like something that you are one of the configuration, you actually click on it. It'll give you some option right here. It kind of show you where the item's located, like this Blizzard. It'll show you number 1 right there, and there's some configuration you can actually add to your card. Just inspiration. It's a way for you to look at what's out there and what people are using. Like for example, this is a nice hurricane. You can see we put a hurricane in there for you, so you can actually add to your shopping cart and check it out and view what people are, what they have.
That's actually really awesome,
Yeah.
Danny. That is a sweet hurricane.
Right. There are a couple different great ones out there. I really like this photo. That
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
yeah. It's not just about the photo of the markers, also how it is displayed. So kind of overall how it looks. So we like that, and of course I hear the 468. All right, that's the marker of the month.
All right. So let's move on to some of your guys' favorite part of the show, the auction.
All right,
So
auction.
go ahead and go to the comments, the Facebook page there.
Okay.
All right. So for today's auction, Mike will not be on the show today. Unfortunately, he had to run home for something. But today we have a Blizzard with the Flexi Air. You got your remote line adapter. That one-time limited stock that we have here. This is pretty sweet. It has that container in the back here for whatever you want, pretty much. It also has the standard what was this 1x30
146.
1x46 red dot,
Mhm.
which does work. I mean, and all of these will usually work. They just have to have your battery obviously in there. You have your see-through. This is like the K416, right?
Yeah, kind of
Top
like a
rail?
G36,
yeah.
K36 set rail there.
See-through with your triangle sight there in the front. This is a mock grenade launcher. It does not work, but I think it could be modified to work. It's first strike ready. It has you're going to get one standard helix and then also one 14-round shaped DMAG. And these are the new helix, the new 2017 versions that go right in there with no issues. You got your standard rifled 1-inch diameter barrel. Looks to be about a, what is that, 8-inch?
8
No,
inches.
actually, no, this is a little bit bigger. 10-inch, maybe.
Actually, the barrel goes all the way to the tip of the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
it goes
right.
all the way through.
So this is probably a 12-inch barrel with the old style RAP4 suppressor. So we can go ahead and I'll demo this for you guys.
Just keep in mind, the attachment are attached on. They're not. This one in the front here is missing a screw. So keep in mind, this is something Mike put together from all the extra accessory he has on the table. So the gun, the markers itself is brand new, internal brand new, but the attachment is not new. Just want to make sure you guys, when you auction it off, you understand that. The grenade launcher itself, you can open it, you can slide forward right here. Again, but it's not functional. You can lock it in right there, but it's not functional, just for looks only. And
so weight on this, I saw Daniel. You're looking at probably, what would you say, like 6.5 pounds, probably.
I would say around 6 pounds.
6.5.
It's actually quite the profile. You can see that I put my face here, and I probably have like another good couple inches before I reach to the sight. So if I were to wear a goggle, my face would be right here, so I can look right down. That's the beauty of having this riser in the sight.
Definitely got some good eye relief
yeah.
there. So this is
really
going to start off at $100. You can bid in increments of 10. So we'll go ahead and start the bidding right now at $100, and now I'm going to go to the range here to my right-hand side, and we will demo it for you.
You go to range. I'll hang around here, and then I don't think the range have a very good audio today, so we're still working up to get the range its own audio feed. Everything you want to tell
I'll tell you.
Say hey now, and then we'll go fire it off.
Estimated retail value of this. Where are we thinking?
Estimated retail. Okay, so a Blizzard always start like about with internal air Blizzard will usually run about $300. So if you were to buy this grenade launcher on its own, run about $100. The scope run about $30-$40. The sight rail about $30-$40. Silencer another $20-$30 there. So altogether, if you really buy everything retail, run about maybe $500. So if you can get, if you can auction this off, say someone can win it off between $200-$300, they got a steal.
Well, so Timothy Brooks started off at 180.
180. So if you can get this at about under 300.
Jackson Wyrick is at 200. So
200. That's a steal. So, but it's a really good system. I'm gonna switch to your cam here, range cam. Here we go.
Look at that.
220. I'm gonna update your where is
The very top one.
very top? Okay, and let's go back to me. Ticker text.
Mm-hmm. Double click on it.
Double click.
There you go.
I get my.
Let me know when we're ready.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna update the auction first. Where is it now?
220.
220. Okay, 220 it is. Current bid. $220. All right, I'm gonna switch back to Jonathan. Range cam. There we go.
All right, so I'm shooting with the plastic round balls. We're not allowed to use paint in the rain.
Gonna make a big mess there if
I'll pop out a couple rounds here.
right.
And I'm going to shoot one magazine with the red rounds. I need about 10 of them to show you that it is shady drift already.
Johnson gonna shoot a mag with red round. Check it out. Jonathan, step to one side. You're blocking the camera.
That side?
Yeah, to your left. There you go. He's gonna do another mag.
All right.
There you go. Shoot to the right. There. That's perfect. You killed my helmet there. All right, empty. That's pretty good shooting there. Wait, at 260. Timmy Brook again.
Brian Coucher is asking if he can use his store credit to bid.
Come on, Brian.
I saw your comment earlier, Brian, about wanting to purchase with store credit. Get out of town, my friend.
All right, Timothy, you're at 260. I'm going to update that for you.
So, like I said, I did like you said, I did a test with the plastic round ball, shot great, and I also did one with the red shaped rounds, which did really well, exceptionally well with the straight rifled barrel. I'm a big fan of the hammerhead line. I think the one-shot barrels, or in this case, the Bang 6 with the 6.86 fin would probably be the best bet for you guys that are going to purchase this gun for maybe, a similar version for the first strikes. That's a great configuration for superb accuracy and great consistency as well. So I actually like this configuration. It's not too heavy. It is definitely very functional. I love this stock. It's a big platform here. Not super big, but it also, for me, I'm kind of a bigger guy. It allows me to really have this set in there quite confidently. Magazine of those 2007 or 2017, I'm sorry, magazines with this magwell, it's like butter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're still at with Timothy Brooks. I think this is going to be a good one for you, Timothy, if you end up taking this one. The eye relief on the red dot does work, and you can actually adjust that. Obviously, Mike didn't zero that in, but you can definitely do that, and it does work, especially with those shaped projectiles. So this is definitely one of the better ones. I actually think I would run something like this. This top part right here is also functional too. Like I said, this is a see-through, so it actually allows you to use your iron sight, which is pretty neat as well. And then it also makes a really good carry handle.
The iron sight though is a little bit high for the sight. So if you're gonna use this front iron sight, I don't think you cannot see through it. You have to use a lower one or take it off altogether. Because right now you can see the profile where the line is. There's a little, you can see right here. There's a hole that you can aim right through, and it's hitting the iron sight. So it's right in the post, right below the post. So it's not the best one for it. We do have a lower one. If you want a lower one, just let us know when we ship this out. We'll give you a lower version. Mike, like I said, Mike just put a sight that's on the table, that the one he has. but it's not the one that can be functional with the sight that's on there.
So Hector, you had a question about what's the best barrel length for AK Vortex so it doesn't look weird. Ideally, I would say, yeah, Dusty Hatfield, I'd probably say about the 12-inch mark. Depending on what muzzle brake you want to use, that looks is pretty much a more appropriate length for an AK style.
It might, and if you're using a 12 inches, it might be a little bit too short. It might be just past the top gas block. So normal, I think it's 14 inches between 12 and 14. Cannot be any shorter than 12. Shouldn't be any longer than 14. Otherwise, it looks weird, like Jonathan said.
The next part of the show. This is to in anticipation of the lock bolts that are going to be coming out here in the next month or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a question that we get very, very often, not just from level-headed guys when they receive our products, but also for guys that get very, very angry when they receive these marker systems and they try to just pick it up out of the box and go fire it, and it doesn't work the way they want it to because they don't understand the lock bolt systems. We are going to go through that in detail today with you guys so all of you can understand it, and then ultimately if you have people that for you ambassadors that have loaner fleets that may want to pick up a couple lock bolts for them because you're forced to use the field paint, this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys to learn as well and relay this information to these new players. Go ahead, KT.
All right, so we have a couple different markers here. This is the bolt, Blizzard lock bolt. I'm gonna show this after the hurricane, but just kind of grab this and show you here. Can you grab me the hurricane real quick?
Yes,
please?
absolutely.
All right, this is the most people ask me what kind of marker they should get. This is the one I recommend. It's really simple to use. It has a built-in lock bolt that give you feedback if you have an empty magazine or if you have a jam projectile. So if you can grab me an air tank right there, please. All right, I'm gonna put an air tank in for you real quick here. So we'll put an air tank in. Oh man, this is.
I just break.
Yeah, see, you don't pay attention. You put it in, and you have a leak situation. But that's happened often, of course, for air tank O-ring. So kind of look at, of course, you do this enough, then you just look at the tank O-ring before you put it on. Just kind of visual inspection there, a quick thing to do. So on a hurricane, this is a situation where you have an empty mag. See how it does that? It gives you feedback that tells you that your mag's empty or you have a jam projectile. I'm gonna put this. Let me check this magazine out here. It's kind of tight today. Well, it's totally
really
tight.
tight.
Yeah. Actually, I'm probably gonna need. I'm gonna see if I can do without. So, I'm gonna push the lock bolt out of the way. I'm gonna pull the trigger, and you can see that it doesn't really get out of the way here. Okay, here we go. So in this situation where you have a full magazine, see how it's actually do a full cycle there. That way, it's when you are playing, you don't want to think about reloading. You don't want to think about you have a fail situation on your magazine. This is the best system. It lets you know when to reload. If you have a magazine that's jammed or there's an issue, it gives you that reload. So this is for new players who get into MagFed. Excellent for the players who transition from speed ball or from tournament ball. It has the performance to get you into the game really quick there. All right, that's one.
For the Bolt and Blizzard, that is definitely not going to. I think we may do that. I think when they come out, we may have some configurations of those markers that come with the lock bolt, but it will increase the price. But for right out the gate, this is going to be a separate part, an upgrade part for you guys that already have bolts and blizzards to add to those prospective systems.
Yeah, so this is definitely the marker for anyone who get into MagFed. This is the way to go. simple to use and easy to kind of service there. All right, so the next one, this is the basic marker we have. Run about $140, gives you 2 magazines. Right now it doesn't have a lock bolt, but what we did here is we add in a lock bolt that can be locked out. So in a situation where, let me air tank in. All right, so I'm gonna lock out my lock bolt. So this is a situation where you can fire it normally. So if you are a player who knew, or you put a mag in and you keep on shooting, even if you have a jam or your ball's not feeding right, you will shoot the ball out. You're gonna crush it, will chop that. With a lock bolt, if you have a magazine that's empty, or you have a ball that's not feeding right, or a magazine just jammed, it goes click, doesn't fire. You see that? Locked out, doesn't do anything. It has its strength and weakness, of course. For a new player, this is terrible because you don't really know what's going on. You put a mag in, and say the ball's not there, and it just go clicked. What does it mean? You don't know what to do. But if in the situation where you have, you keep on shooting, yeah, it'll break the ball, it'll make a big mess, but at least know that the marker's working, as opposed to goes click. When it goes click, it's dead, it doesn't do anything. Most people kind of construe, think that there's something wrong with the gun. So it's not a really good lock bolt. It's great for certain players, but it's not for especially a new player. That's why we put in on the Blizzard and the Bolt, we put in an on-off function on the lock bolt. That way, when you're advanced, you can actually turn it on and use it for its strength.
One thing I want to add to this is, back it up for a second, is the uses for the lock bolt, why it was designed. For you guys that are looking to purchase the lock bolt, why do I need the lock bolt? Basically is a question that I want to address, because a lot of you guys are going to ask us that question. The lock bolt was designed for people who have or are forced to use field paint that may or may not is not up to par for the MagFed community. You keep in mind, we have the term that we use often around here: garbage in, garbage out. So if you're using Walmart paint, Big 5 paint, and you think you're going to be able to, or that's going to withstand that spring tension in a magazine, even a regular Helix or even a regular D-Mag, which the D-Mags were developed for that more crappy paint situation, it most likely not. It will not stand up to that. So you're going to get breaks and chops. So the lock bolt also is a great addition for those of you who are wanting to upgrade our systems to the full auto exceptions. So the Hurricane already is the only system right now that comes with the lock bolt, and a lot of you guys already have an e-trigger on it that works absolutely amazing. So even with first strikes or round ball. But now the Blizzard and the Bolt, that teaser video that you guys saw that I did last week, both of those systems had e-triggers on them, and I didn't have the lock bolt, but they did still shoot very fine with the shaped rounds that we have. I'm going to do that test again in a detailed video once I get the lock bolt, so you can see, even with round ball and an e-trigger, the lock bolt is a great feature for you guys that are forced to use not so great paint. Even for you guys that have to use field paint all the time, that may or may not be the best. The lock bolt will help you stay cleaner in the field, as well as give you more efficiency out of your marker system.
Yeah, to kind of the lock bolt will run on the Bolt and the Blizzard, run about $15 to $20. We have not narrowed down the price yet, but no more than 20, 15 to 20, run right around there. One of the kind of the setback on a lock bolt is this. Okay, so say you go into fire cycle, and it go bang bang bang, and then it goes click. So I just turned it on there. It goes click. For new players, that means that you have to rack back, put a new mag in. That process itself, it in a stress situation, it's like a blockage. They don't know what to do. They kind of frozen a little bit, and then they go, okay, this is what I have to do. But if you are in for regular player, right? So you've been doing it for a long time, and you know what to do. So you go bang, 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 empty mag, take it out, put a new one in, bang, bang, bang. It keep going. It's sure it keep firing, but it's not locking up your bolt, and you don't have it doesn't protect the ball from being chopped, but the system keep on firing. That's the beauty of having this the basic system and having a side charging handle right here. You can see what's going on. If the bolt is back, okay, you were ready to fire. Bolt moving forward, okay, now it's something's wrong. So the visual aspect is great for new players um, to use.
Not to say though too that the lock bolt configuration is extremely complex for a new player to learn. It's just going to be definitely something that you need to explain to them
Right.
before they enter the field.
Right.
Tucker, you asked if the lock bolt protects against barrel breaks. Now, more commonly than not, the lock bolt in general, the biggest problem that you see a lot of field paint that you have to use is the bore size. And what's happening is, especially with the 468 or the Hurricane, smaller bore size paintballs don't feed the same as regular like AG1 paint or Valken graffiti. So what happens is where you have two balls, and then let's say you have the magazine and then two projectiles and then the one in the breech, sometimes that actually a smaller bore size paint will have magazine, three balls in the breech, then that one. And what happens is that third ball that's about to enter the breech on top of the other one actually enters in there, and that bolt breaks it right through, and that's kind of where you get the breech breaks. As far as barrel breaks, and I don't see if the bolt enters the into the breech and shoots the projectile out and it breaks in the barrel, more commonly than not, you're going to want to check your velocity, and then as well as if that is just really, really poor quality paint. Your FPS is probably the pressure or the power that the bolt actually hits the projectile is going to be the main culprit of something like that. Check your bolt for chips or breaks or anything like that as well. But as far as barrel breaks, I don't think that the lock bolt is going to
No.
definitely it's not going to help that. There's different variables at play there that you would have to check if you're having barrel break issues.
Barrel break generally caused by the air blast itself, so you have the blast of air shatter the projectile right in the barrel. That's actually not too bad of a situation as opposed to a chop. A chop is when the bolt actually slices the projectile in half in the chamber. In that situation, you're almost pretty much done. Now you have a big mess in the chamber. The next round may not even get into the chamber. I mean, it may not, more than likely not. Then you're done. You literally, if you have a mag well like this, you can put a mag well off, clean it out. If you're running a marker that doesn't have a remove mag well, you literally have to take the whole thing apart and then clean it out. So that's why our system we have remove mag well. You just hinge it out and you can just swap it out easily. Another thing about the lock bolt that I really want to kind of cover is it protects your paintball that's not being fed. Another word is that you have a magazine that's not feeding. You have a magazine that fail on you, jam, and the magazine does that all the time, especially when you have paintball that are too big or deformed. In MagFed, we have the huge problem where you're forcing the paintball going upward. You're going reverse gravity. So it's once inside of the rifle, inside the marker, it's constantly being pressure. So you have ball on stack another ball, and you have the pressure of the spring constantly pushing against it. In California, we kind of lucked out. The air is kind of dry. Humidity is really low, 5-10%. But in the East Coast, I mean, I played out there a couple of times. It's like 80%. So after, let's say, half an hour to an hour, the paintball start to deform, starts to change shape, and it's you can't shoot it. So some of the recommendation that we do have is don't put the magazine into the rifle until you're ready to use. So you can load it, but don't put it into the marker, because once you put into the marker, it will release all the tension onto the balls. So that's not a best situation. Number two is use a DMAG. So you have a day that's really humid. Use a standard DMAG. It's 2 stacks. The spring on that is super light. We intentionally make those springs super light, so that way it just has enough strength to keep the ball in stack, but not enough strength to kind of deform the ball. So since it has a straight stack, one on each side, it doesn't have the spring is really light. You don't have on the helix, it has to go all the way in the U, so that all that energy has to push the projectile in a U shape. It takes a lot of strength to do that. So that's why DMAG is actually ideal for like a wet or rainy day or days that are just humid. So just good something to think about when you go and play.
A good reference video for you guys that are want to know more about how paint sizes affect the consistency of paintball in general, or with your marker. The hammerhead video I did is on our website, right? It's on the MCS site, the Hammerhead 101 video.
Yes, it's on
Yeah.
him as well.
So I kind of go through with the hammerhead barrel system specifically how paint size affects the consistency of your marker in a good way, essentially, if you use the barrel system correctly. The lock bolt is essentially the same idea. For you guys, for John Moreno, I see, how is the lock bolt going to fit on the blizzards that are already out? The lock bolt is not a new design. We've already have the opening for the lock bolt. That was originally its purpose anyway. So it's already going to be there. So you guys are just going to be able to buy the part and then install it yourself. And it'd be a very simple install. One thing with the Hurricane, there is a little bit of it's a little bit more complex to get out. I like this design for the Vortex, the Blizzard, and the Bolt because you're going to really be able to take that magazine well off and then clean it really well if you get mud or paint or anything in there. So
it's if you look at your Blizzard and your Bolt, it has a little door, opening door right there. That's where your lock bolt goes. So you have to drop that in. There's a pin that kind of go inside for the pivot, for pivoting, and there's a spring that push against the body. Really simple, fully mechanical. So there's really we're gonna do a video on that, a little more detailed video on how to install it and how it functions. But for now, we kind of show the operation of it, what it does and what it doesn't do.
let's see here. Yes, Javier, like I said, the Vortex, all of our systems are going to have a lock bolt. So the only ones that have it now are the 468, the DMR, and the Hurricane. We will be releasing the Bolt, Blizzard, and the Vortex here within the next month. So you'll have that for you guys to purchase as well. Like you said, we'll do a video where we'll do some shooting, and you'll be able to see, especially with these on and off ones, its reliability, its consistency. And I think we should definitely do a video with about 5 or 6 mags, and to kind of show you that it's a really simple design, and it doesn't really have the likelihood to fail unless you installed it incorrectly, which may or may not happen. So we'll have that video for you guys as well. We're still for you guys that are joining us for the auction, I'll just go through it real quick before we move on to the next lock bolt system. It is this Vortex here, completely decked out. You got your 1x46 red dot, your riser here, or G36 style with the Flexi Air and with a remote line adapter, custom one-time stock with the rear cabinet here. It is first strike ready, and it also has the metal Riz, your triangle sight, 12-inch barrel with the old style RAP4 suppressor. The grenade launcher does not work. Unfortunately, it's just for looks. So I believe the bid is still with Timothy Brooks at $260. So if you guys want to do that.
So let me on the Blizzard right here, you can see that has a door. So that's where your lock bolt goes. So if someone's asking how does it where does the lock bolt goes on a Blizzard? It just drop in. Both the lock bolt and the Blizzard use the same system, so the body is similar to each other. So we kind of plan ahead to use the same one rather than having different version of a lock bolt. So we decided that it's plan ahead to keep it the same, less parts, less work.
Tucker, you definitely do not want to have paintballs loaded up in the mags and then stored. Keep in mind, and I said this in the Hammerhead video, which I think you said you watched, there are inconsistencies with paintballs even in the same bag. So leaving them in the magazine, what you're going to do, depending on where you're storing them, even if it's in a cool or dry place, that temperature is going to hit those projectiles and eventually may or may not damage the complexity of the shell. So you may not, maybe not all of them may turn oval, but maybe the first 3 or the first one, and you won't find that out until you put it in your marker and you start firing, and then boom, you get a break in the breech of some sort. So we always recommend, if you're done playing for the day, empty out your Helix mags, put those paintballs back into the bags with a paper towel of some sort to collect that moisture, seal it up really tight. And it's the same thing. When you're playing throughout the day, don't leave your bags of paint open. The weather will get to it. It doesn't, we got a lot of you guys play in Texas. You guys have sent me photos of what paint looks like in Texas after a while. I got players in Alaska, a lot of the different places all over the world where weather is completely different. So even the slightest bit of moisture will definitely damage the complexity of the paint. There's some new Valken paint, the New World, that came out, which is supposedly weather resistant.
Impervious to weather.
Yeah, impervious to weather. I haven't tested that out yet, but if any of you guys have, shoot me an email. I'd love to hear more about that, because that might be definitely a saving grace to a lot of your guys' issues that are in different parts of the world, that paint is not friendly with the weather in your area. So we'll move on to the next one here, the 468.
468. All right.
The biggest learning curve here is the 468 one.
You guys have no idea how many phone calls and email that we get from players and users and phone owner 468. Let us know that the marker doesn't work. We often ask them, first question, do you have air? Sometimes we say, no, I don't have air, and we can say, well, first you need to get air. And the second question we have, is your magazine loaded? And sometimes people said no. So we, of course, politely, we said, well, for a marker, for a 468 to function, you need 2 things. One, you need to have air. Number 2 is you need to have a magazine fully loaded. Otherwise, the lock bolt will lock out your bolt and will not let you fire. So you rack it back, and then you pull your trigger, it goes click. See, the bolt will never go to a firing cycle unless you have a fully loaded magazine attached. So that's another, the hard thing about a 4.6 is a little bit tougher. You can see there the 3 different distinct systems you saw earlier on the lock bolt system. Number 1 was the Hurricane, how it's reset on its own. It's kind of even tell you to reload. It's a brainless system. We love that system. That's the number 1 marker that we recommend when new players comes into play MagFed, or especially player that transition from regular hopper ball into MagFed, because the hopper ball players have the mentality of pour, pump and dump, right? You just pour it in and just shoot it out. They don't want to think about doing anything else other than just dump it in and boom, 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 boom. So with the Hurricane, it's kind of doing that thinking for you. Load, boom, 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 give you a little hiss, reload, you keep going through a cycle. The second system showed you earlier is the bolt there. So when, can I grab it real quick?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so you'll go, it goes click, put a safety here, it goes click. It's, at least it goes click and you can see the bolt position. That lets you know, hey, my bolt is in the rear position now, I think I need to reload. At least you can see that. Or if you read the user manual, you can turn off your lock bolt and you can cycle through. But on the 468, it doesn't do that at all. I mean, how can you tell if the bolt is in the rear position or not? Right? For a new player, of course, you don't really have the knowledge to kind of pull back against it. See, you feel the resistance of the bolt, of the spring there, knowing that in the back position. But if you have an empty mag in and you go expect to fire, oh, it doesn't do anything, my gun is not working, and you can't tell because you don't really know what to look at, as compared to the system where actually 1 tells you that you need to reload, 2 it shows you position the bolt where it is at, as opposed to this one doesn't tell you anything. That's why the 3 distinct system, and each one has its own little learning curve, little knowledge there that you have to obtain to get the most out of the lock bolt, get the most out of the system.
The The bid is now at 280. Jonathan Blackman, I got your bid.
280.
You're at 280 now for the auction gun.
I will update that.
One thing too with the 468, and Mike is extremely busy right now, and we will be doing that video, the documentary series, pretty much of the birth and the progression of the 468. But just to keep in mind that one of the biggest issues and correlation with the 468 is if you look on the right hand side, there is the breech window there, and a lot of people are always asking, well, why can't you dry fire the 468? Why can't we dry fire it? There's really no purpose for you to dry fire the 468, especially with the older version of the two-piece receiver. What you're doing when you dry fire it is you're actually holding that lock bolt up, and you could be damaging that spring. That spring is very small, and you don't need to be, doing that all the time. So when we talk about the lock bolt configuration, when we were talking about earlier, the underboard or overboard size paint.
My gun's coming apart.
The overboard or underboard size paint, you have to keep in mind that the 468 has the anti-ball drop. The anti-ball drop works and will always keep 2 rounds in the breech at all times. So for you guys that are being, we get a lot of questions like, well, my magazine's not shooting all the rounds. And then I ask you how many, and you say 18. Well, out of a 20-round helix, the reason why you're only getting 18 is because there's still 2 in the breech. So when you guys use the 468, for you guys that have them, or you have them as a loaner fleet and you're giving these out to these new players, always put 2 projectiles manually into the breech before you insert the magazine. That way you'll get your full 20 rounds, and you'll have that there. Some of you also notice that when a projectile is not fully seated into the breech, you may have an issue with your anti-ball drop. So the lock bolt was designed for projectiles to seat perfectly into the breech, whether it's a shaped round or a round ball projectile. So keep that in mind. The 468, that's usually the biggest problem that we have. When we explain this to the customers, they usually get a little embarrassed, and they don't, they don't know what to expect there. So we did all those things for a reason. I know Omar did. When I was learning about the 468, it really all made sense to me. The other systems don't have that. So, the Hurricane, the Bolt, if you release the magazine without depleting all of the rounds, you're going to lose 2 on the ground. If your doors are damaged, I've heard of cases where the door actually stays open and all of them shoot out. So the 468 allowed, the anti-ball drop allowed for when you release the magazine. I don't have any over here, but when you release the magazine, that anti-ball drop actually follows it all the way down and cuts off any rounds from escaping from that chamber. So you're losing less paint on the field, and then you're ultimately getting your full 20 round capacity or 14 round capacity or 30 round capacity for you guys that have the 30 round D-Max. So all of these things serve a purpose on the 468.
Yeah, no, 468, when I think a couple different things that was occur why the 468 had those features. The first, the lock bolt, obviously, when we have a first end war, we have ball jam and create all kind of issues. So that's how the lock bolt was born. But the anti-ball drop, that was from law enforcement and military when we did a demo with them on our standard system, and do a mag change or do a mag check. 1 or 2 balls were dropped out from the mag weld, and you can see these guys in uniform just kind of, their eyes just kind of follow the ball. So it's a huge distraction, and so that's why we decided we have to put in a system in there to prevent any ball from falling down. It may not really serve a true function in the recreational market, but for law enforcement, military, it's a huge thing that we have to put in there. That's a feature we have to put in there for them. But we are going to come out with a version without the ball drop. It's actually magazine go up all the way. We're looking about maybe late this year or beginning 2018. That's probably the next version of the 468.
Dusty, regarding your ambassador page, I finished it today. So yeah, it was perfect. It was fine. For you guys that have been Jefferson Kroll, the guys that you've referred to me, I'm sending you a template of what the page looks like, and I want you guys to fill it out to what you want it to say. I don't know you guys personally yet. That's the reason why I'm getting this information from you, so I can learn a little bit about you guys, and then ultimately kind of help you grow the sport with whatever I can do possible. So keep in mind that that's the reason why I'm sending you the template. Don't give me 1 or 2 sentences or 1 or 2 word answers, because it's not really going to fulfill your page a lot, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the ambassador program itself. So Dusty, you're good. That should be up here probably tomorrow, so you'll be good.
Yeah, the more details the better, so that way we can fill the page up, give the whoever's reading it, the user, the player, more details of what you do, who you are. That way they have a little bit of information about you before they asking the question. You don't want them to ask the same question every single time. At least give them the brief of what's going on. That'd be great.
All right, so I think we're still with Jonathan Blackman at 280 for the auction. It's pretty much all we have for today. So right now we'll do a Q&A. If you guys have any questions, ask them now. We'll shut the auction off in what, 5-10 minutes?
5-10. Let's end the show at 6 o'clock. About in 10 minutes. That way you get 10 minutes to kind of do your last bidding there. At the same time, any question you can let us know. We'll answer them before we head home for the night.
We do have, I saw earlier, are we going to be at Paintball Extravaganza? Yes, we will. Me and KT will both be there.
And we're going to do a live broadcast.
We're going to do a live broadcast there. That's right.
Wednesday,
On Wednesday.
Wednesday we'll do a live streaming there. So if you have any question at the show, message us ahead of time about any, not just our product or about our booth, but any other company product or booth. We can go there personally, check it out, and then we'll answer for you right there and then. Change pace a little bit there, so I think it'll be fun.
You can collect some bounties. If you'll be there, I'll have my bounty. You guys can collect my bounty.
Oh yeah,
KT's bounty. We may or may not do some promo stuff there. We will have some markers for sale. We'll do some. We'll have some special ones for sale for you guys. Michael's asking, when will the pistol come out? So we've recently been spending a lot of time on the round, the box mag, the pistol. KT went on a little trip about a week ago, and to basically finalize some of these projects. Finish up some of these projects. So hopefully we will be able to give you guys a teaser shortly, and we'll do that definitely in the MFW shows. For a lot of you guys that are asking us about the questions, stay tuned for these MFW shows, because we will definitely showcase the box mag, we'll showcase the shaped rounds, and we'll also showcase the pistol when we can.
Actually, with the new system that we have here, the ability to kind of show different screen, I'm able to kind of give you more of a 3D viewing of what's going on. So I think as we progress into the show, we're able to kind of plan out what we can do and what information we can give to you guys. And that's we've been working on that. We're developing a different software. I mean, this software that Jamie put together is fantastic. Allows us to kind of have a cam in the range, at the same time have a cam on the desk, show you the displayed what we're seeing on our screen too. So it would be fantastic. That allows us to kind of give you more information on what we're doing, our design process, and so on. I think the rest of the show will be as we solidify the process. This is what, our 5th or 6th show?
This is the 6th show.
Yeah.
MFW number 6.
The first couple we did on our phone, and we thought it was okay, but we felt that it's missing something. Every time we mention about a web page or information, we can't show that to you unless we're gonna, here, check this out. But now we're able to pull the page up. You can see what's going on, and we can show you what page we're talking about, where on the page the information is located. We'll get better as we make better programming for you.
Alfredo Ibarra, this is the marker that's being auctioned off here. It's at 280 right now, currently, with Jonathan Blackman having that. Juan Felipe, as you say, Apex barrel for the 468. Is it worth it? In my opinion, personally, from my testing, and KT will tell you his, the hammerhead barrel system is the way to go. A 5-fin kit, 3-fin kit, it always is going to come down to the projectiles that you are firing. That is ultimately how all of you guys should be picking your barrels. What am I using? Am I using field paint all the time? Well, field paint's inconsistent. What barrels are on the market that are not fixed bore and offer that variability for me to adapt to these different types of paint that I'm using? Not very many. The Hammerhead barrel system does that. Apex, I think, is old technology. I think when it first came out, it mirrored the airsoft image, and it kind of gave people like, oh well, if it worked here, it may work there. I have used one. I used it twice here, and then I picked up a Hammerhead barrel, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just got to use this. So, in my opinion, no. KT, I think will tell you his.
Well, hammerhead barrel is a little bit different. If you are using for hopper ball, it's actually quite fun to shoot. What it does is that it put a little backspin on the ball, and you have the ability to adjust how much backspin you put in by putting more pressure on the ball with the adjustment. So say you're playing hopper ball, it allows you to shoot a lot of balls. It will shoot further. It's designed to far because you put on a backspin. You will get long range shot, but accurately, no. Playing hop ball is fine because you get 250 shot in your hopper. You can boom, boom, boom. You set some players really far away. You kind of arc it as far as you can to get that long shot. But playing with MagFed, you don't have that luxury of just throwing balls to see where your shot is located. You get 20 rounds of mag. You probably carry 5, 6 the most. To get that one player, you spend it takes about 5, 6 shots to kind of find the range and then do a following up shot. No, probably not going to work. You want each shot to be as close as consistent to you want to be your shot to you need to know where it lands. So you're taking a shot 100 yards away. You want to know the next shot can be close to it, so that way you can take that player out, not kind of guessing where that place is located. And also with Apex, it's since you put a backspin on the ball, it's absolutely not consistent. It will get you. I have to say, a test that you will get the range, but the accuracy, you can lose accuracy, but you gain the range. So it's actually fun to shoot if you play for hopper ball. But for MagFed, I don't think it's the best solution for a barrel.
Juan Felipe and Rosenberg Rios. Good to see you guys, by the way. But watch the Hammerhead video. That will kind of explain exactly the purpose behind its 3-component system and really why, in my opinion, it's the best barrel on the market. But it also explains exactly how to use it and ultimately its benefits with what you may or may not have to deal with in the field. So take a look at that video. It's on the website. It's the Hammerhead 101. It's on the Hammerhead website too, right?
Right.
So hammerheadpaintball.com, you can see that video there. Ultimately, guys, everyone has these urban myths about what makes a paintball go farther and what makes it accurate. In my experience here, and we offer different rounds. We have rubber, plastic, marking rounds, clear training rounds, AG1 paint, Valken graffiti, shape projectile rounds, etc. The best unit of measurement for round ball is consistency. When you choose a barrel and like you said, when you use MagFed, you only have 20 rounds until our box mag comes out. But you guys have dams. You have many more projectiles to effectively throw down range at someone than someone with a magazine fed with 20 or 14 rounds. If you're looking for accuracy and distance, shape projectiles is the only solution at this time for you to achieve such a thing. So the one-shot barrel, the shape projectile barrel for you guys getting the DMRs, those were designed for first strikes. They were designed for shaped rounds. So until ours comes out and you have another solution, and that's what we're talking about, because this is a question that comes in at least 25, 30 times a week. What barrel do you recommend for accuracy? It's really, this isn't a biased opinion. This is literally the testing that I've done here, and I've shot thousands of rounds with multiple systems here. The markers are all the same essentially as far as output pressure, but it really comes down to the projectiles that you're using, the brand. There's just too many variables for a barrel company to calculate and put in to their design. So Hammerhead really took the time. I mean, they did over 10 years of testing with why they did what they did with their system. So take a look at that Hammerhead video. I think in one of these episodes we may throw a couple of them on different systems and we'll fire it for you, and we'll definitely we'll step back in range and I'll show you the better consistency that you can achieve with quality paint, and then ultimately with the hammerhead barrel system. Let's see here. Will it be open on Monday?
Most Mondays, there's Monday special.
Is Monday a holiday? I don't know. We're always working.
We only have 4 holidays a week closed. That's Thanksgiving, that's New Year, Christmas, and 4th of July. So if you're asking if we close on any holiday, we're probably not closing. We're here. We have a lot of work to do. I think
Yeah.
we're wearing too many hats, and we'll have a lot to accomplish.
That's right. So we got 1 minute left in the auction. We're at 280 still with Jonathan Blackman. Oh, President's Day. Yeah, we're
Day.
definitely. We'll be working.
Yeah.
Actually, me and KT will already be at Extravaganza.
Right.
I'll be meeting him up there on Monday. So we'll be gone.
We'll
but
be working,
we'll be on the
traveling.
chat. Yeah. We'll be on the chat, and then ultimately the live stream next week will be directly from Paintball Extravaganza. So for you guys that are looking for what's new and exciting out there, ask us now. Send me an email, jonathan@mcsus.com. It's in the comments there. You guys can send me an email, and then let me know what you want to see, and then I can address it on the live stream, and I'll tell KT as well.
Right.
But we'll be there, so if any of you guys are visiting, make sure you come and say hello to us at our booth. We're going to have some cool stuff for you guys, as well as
Capture our bounty.
capture our bounty. That's right. So it looks like it is over. Jonathan Blackman, congratulations. You won the auction today. So $280. That is a steal for a system like that. You can go ahead and
His logo. He said he's come by and pick it up.
oh, okay.
That's cool.
There you go.
All
Yeah, you
right.
can come and well, actually, I'll let you test fire it in the range here, and you can kind of see what I saw today too. So you let us know. Message me or message the page, and then we'll draw up the order for you, and then you can just pay for it. And then when you're ready to come pick it up, I'll have it ready for you here. All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us in the MFW show. Stay tuned next week. We'll be live at the Paintball Extravaganza. And if you guys have any other questions, come in the chat. We're available usually 24/7, and we'll see you on the field.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Combat Sports.